Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the World Police Summit 2025. Today we have a very special guest. I'm always happy to host people with such an incredible journey. Mr. Shailendra, a founder of Valiance Solutions, is going to tell us more about his journey and his work in AI. Welcome, Mr. Shailendra, and thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I want to know more about your story. How did you end up co-founding Valiance Solutions?
So that has been a pretty long journey. I started my career almost 16 years ago. Initially, I worked with Shell, then American Express, IBM Research, but then got a hang of what AI could do. I probably could foresee how the AI is going to change life, and that excited me a lot. That became a tipping point where I said in 2018 that let me do something on my own. AI was still a generation before what we see today. We didn't have that much advancement. Computation was limited, capabilities were limited. But I could sense that there is a very large opportunity, especially when we talk about real impacts. Mostly before that, you could see AI with respect to banking, insurance, how you could sell, how you could improve bottom lines, reduce frauds and all that. That excited me, but not too much, right? So I thought I should look at AI which could create some real world impact, and that's what we do at Valiance, right? We have been very focused on saving and improving lives. That's our broad vision. And then we have been building solutions, products that are being used across with these two goals in mind. So that's the broad journey. Just to add a bit more on Valiance, I started this in 2018. October have been 6.5 years roller coaster journey. We are roughly a 200 plus people team based between India, US and Singapore. Mostly projects or products are around public safety, guarding, intrusions and all that, right? So those are stuff that we build.
That sounds interesting. I feel like for our listeners who might be unfamiliar with your company, can you give us, tell us more information about how you're supporting law enforcement?
I'll take few seconds on this to explain what we do. So Valiance has a suite of products. So one of the things that we specialize is in video intelligence, out of which we have created a policing version of it. That is something known as Civic Eye. It caters to three basic problems. It looks at traffic issues, it looks at criminals, it looks at civic management, and also gives you ability to run through video. So what is it? There have been systems that existed before this. I'm not saying we are the first one. Now, what is the innovation that we have brought in? The biggest innovation that we have brought in is we have democratized the system. So you do not need to change any new hardware. Something tomorrow you want to track people wearing specific stuff, you could do that. It's just a software update. So there is no hardware change. It has brought down the pricing per incident to almost nothing, right? So those are innovations. And just to give you one of the biggest innovations for which we have got a global applaud is it gives you ability to ask questions to a video, right? You have been looking at OpenAI, Google, Gemini, where you could create videos. When you type a text, you could create videos. Think of it vice versa. I want to search in a video, find me a red car with two people driving, may have a registration number with one as one of that. So you could just interact with the video. It will exactly give you the frame back. And if it is more than 10 frames, it will ask you a next question. Tell me on which road. Let's just say Zayed Road or Dubai Marina or whatever, right? So you could zero down or run through a video in a context of seconds. Now nobody has to manually monitor it. So that's the complete ecosystem that we have built. It is being used by a bunch of law enforcement. Just to give you a sense of, on an average, cumulatively across all our video products, we are processing over 100,000 feeds daily, which roughly translates to close to a petabyte daily. So that's the scale that we operate on.
I've also read that you have a very interesting platform called Civic Eye, and it's also helping law enforcement. Since we're here at the World Police Summit, we always applaud people who make this world a better place. Can you tell us a little more about that platform?
So Civic Eye is one of our dream projects. When we started building upon the platform, we saw that a lot of cities have started becoming smart. Like it was 6-7 years, there was a lot of camera infrastructure that was in place. But what was happening is there was a lot of intelligence that was coming out of cameras. It was like very specific use cases that you could do. Something like a changing lanes, driving without a seat belt, probably not wearing a helmet. Those were basic use cases. But as we are moving to a more advanced society, we saw a lot of crimes that are happening in the cities, which we typically club under street crimes, right? But there was not a lot of options that were available. So we said, okay, we're gonna build Civic Eye, have all the features that are present right now, and then create a suite around it, something like detecting a public brawl, detecting crime against a woman, detecting chain snatching, stuff like that. People getting into a brawl, getting into a fight, confrontation, people carrying weapons, whether they're authorized to carry that or not. So all that. So that is what we have built. Now Civic Eye has 3 components. It could monitor our civic infrastructure. So it could monitor if there is a water logging that is happening, let's say any incident that is happening, there is a fire that is happening. So same camera is being used for identifying civic issues. It is used for identifying criminal issues. It is used for identifying traffic issues. And the beauty of the system is the system runs completely autonomous and it gives you an alert within maybe 3 to 5 seconds of the incident happening. So our response times are reduced.
So I also read that your wildlife project, Guardians of Harmony, was even recognized by the Prime Minister. Can you tell us a little more about that for anyone who's unfamiliar with that project?
Okay, so that's another offshoot of our video intelligence platform that is known as Wildlife Eye. Globally, just to give you a context, on an average, 10 to 15,000 people are either killed or maimed by wildlife confrontation. Now, it is not a problem of wildlife. We have moved into their homes, right? So they are bound to come to our places. So we thought through a problem. Now, what we have designed is we have designed a camera system, a surveillance system, which identifies any incoming wildlife, which can be a tiger, leopard, bear, rhinos, elephants, bunch of other stuff, right? Crocodiles and so on. It doesn't just identify the species, it identifies uniquely a tiger, whether it's a tiger 1 or a tiger 2 or a tiger 3, and then calculates what is his chances of getting into a conflict. And basis that there is a complete alert system, so people get informed well in advance that there is a wildlife movement, please take care, and all that. So and we are pretty proud of it. So in all our implementation, in just 1 year, we were able to save almost 110 lives. Not 1 year, sorry, 2 years. It has 110 lives. That has an impact. That has number of lives actually saved. Before there were 110 deaths that have come down to 0. We roughly cover around 8.5 million under the coverage of our network. Basically, 8.5 million people are guarded by the camera systems, and it has been working pretty well. There is also a beautiful BBC documentary that is built on this. I would encourage viewers to go through it. It will tell us our complete story, how it works.
I mean, I'm encouraging everyone to watch that, and I think this is a great addition to the World Police Summit and the edition for this year. I was talking with you earlier, and you said this is your first year here at the World Police Summit. What are you guys showcasing here at the summit, and what's your opinion? How has it been so far? How's your experience here at the summit?
It's an amazing experience. There's a lot of exchange of ideas. I'm seeing people from across the globe that are bringing in new ideas. Good for us. We also learning a lot of stuff. Having said that, that is from our learning. We see Middle East as the largest opportunity right now, especially with context to AI. The type of investments, the type of workforce that is being trained, the innovation that people want to achieve in next. They're not talking about decades. It is now years, probably months. So that's the hotbed, I would say, for innovation, which used to be in the western part of the world. That's slowly shifting to this. So we want to be part of this journey. That's how we came to this summit for the first year. We want to be regular over here, participate in the region's growth, bring in whatever best we could to the region and so on. Now coming to the first question, so we are demonstrating our Civic Eye as a capability, a version that is very specific to our policing environment, and so how do I help law enforcement in making them more efficient? How do I prevent deaths on the roads and so on? So Civic Eye is a platform like I described earlier, which helps law enforcement with all monitoring, surveillance in an automated fashion. That's what we have brought in, got a very good response, got good feedback for us to go back and improve a lot of ideas, because we need to customize it for the region. So that's where we'll go back, work, and we aim to be one of the bigger players in this region in next year or so. So it's a very wonderful start of a journey. Look forward to many more summits in coming years.
That's interesting. I think AI is truly the future. Just a question I want to ask you. There's a lot of controversy, especially in the law enforcement field, that AI might replace some jobs, and there was a discussion about that. Since you're an expert in this field, what's your opinion on this topic?
AI is not going to replace the jobs, it's going to improve your efficiency. Let me give you an example. Almost 150, 170 years ago, there was a steam engine revolution. The type of the jobs have changed. The jobs are still here. After the AI, the type of the role or would change. The jobs would be here. You need to learn AI or be at least a practitioner of AI to make it full use of it. It's not going to remove the person out of the ecosystem. That's what we humans are, right? They are meant for a reason. So it is just the same industrial revolution repeating itself. The types of job will change again. You need to, I'm not saying that everybody needs to be a master of AI, but you need to understand what AI could do to your job. How do you practice AI? How do you incorporate in your current thing? So that's how I feel, and probably our next generations to come would understand this and they will adapt it. And I see a lot of, especially with context of as I'm sitting in Dubai, a lot of educational hubs in the region have started incorporating this as part of their curriculum. That's interesting, right? Because when they come out in next few years, they would already have certain life skills which will make them more efficient in their roles.
That's a beautiful way to put it together. And I think for our listeners or students that might be listening to this, do you have any advice for anyone who's looking forward to getting into AI or learning more about it?
Yes. So I would recommend, like, people, I classify it into two pieces. One is somebody who wants to practice AI, incorporate AI as part of his daily job, maybe is in policing, maybe in law enforcement, whatever, pilots, airlines, and so on. That's one part. Second, somebody who wants to build systems. If you want to just practice as an AI practitioner, I would recommend learning basic courses from everywhere. Keep your eyes, ears open. Try to incorporate new technologies into your work. Try to see what technology could do, and then experts will actually build it. You don't need to be an expert for that, but you need to have a vision how is going to impact, or how AI is going to improve my work. Second is folks, probably younger generation who's looking out right now. They have a large sea in front of them, right? They are at a cusp where time is going to change in next 5 years, 6 years, probably. So they need to, when we start talking about AI, build your concepts around maths, that the basic stuff where everything starts. So I would say focus, again, it comes down to very basics. Focus on what you study, post that, start focusing on maths, take up courses from Coursera, there are a bunch of other, already folks are going to good universities, focus on what you do and things will happen.
So Mr. Shailendra, how do you see the growth of Valiance Solutions in the future?
Okay, so Valiance is growing pretty rapidly. We are product-led services company, but I'll answer that question very specific to the Middle East region, where we are trying to establish a foothold. So we see a large opportunity in this region, part of the world, especially with investments that are coming in AI. I hope to establish a tech R&D center over here, probably work with couple of governments, couple of agencies, and bring what we have learned across the globe to the region to make it a safer place. We have plans, and I see those plans unfolding between 12 to 24 months, where we'll set up folks over here, also get as much as local talent, because we need to customize a lot of these stuff for the region. So that's what our current plan looks like.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shailendra. I think your journey and your discussion adds an incredible touch to our podcast series, and I think it's been an honor having you here. Thank you so much for taking the time and being with us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It has been awesome as part of this journey, attending World Police Summit. I really love it. Hope to be part of many more in coming years. Inshallah. And thank you for inviting me.
And we look forward to having you here in Dubai, inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.